Weekend Morning, the most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
I want to stress we don't know enough about what happened to this airplane yet, but it could mean that the airplane is flying at a lower altitude than the radar can pick it up at, which means that once it travels below that level, that the radar can no longer see that airplane, but that doesn't mean that airplane is out of the air. And one of the reasons that that might happen is if the airplane suffered some type of damage to it and it suffered rapid decompression, which is a loss of the breathable air for the people on board because the air is less dense at a higher altitude, they have to get that airplane down to a lower altitude while everybody's on oxygen. So it will push that airplane over into a rapid descent and get down to an altitude. And they also may be out of not only radar contact, but voice contact by being at that low altitude, depending upon where they are and how far they are out over that ocean.
Hey, John, it's John Roberts. We don't know for sure what the equipment was in this flight, but Air France Flight 447 scheduled to take off tonight at 7 p.m., which we would assume is when this one took off last night, is scheduled to be an Airbus 330, and they've got quite a good safety record, only a couple of incidents. There was a test flight that crashed, killing 7 people in Toulouse, and then an Air Transat A330 ran out of fuel and had to make a dead stick landing in the Azores a few years back. But this is a fairly safe aircraft, is it not?
Right. No, absolutely, John, and that's a great point, which tends me to believe that it's more than just being low, that something happened to this airplane, because this is definitely out of the ordinary for this type of airplane. And like you said, it has such a good safety record. Had they been still flying, they'd still be in communication. They'd still be doing a lot of other things that people would know that they're still there. But because of the fact that they've been off radar for so long, and because of the fact that they've not been in contact with people for so long, it tells me that something more drastic might have happened to this airplane.
Yeah, and we're getting word also from the Associated Press, as you mentioned, the radio contact. The Air Force said that they launched this search and rescue mission after the jet failed to make regular radio contact. This is Brazil's Air Force, and they say that they are now searching near the Brazilian island of Fernando de Noronha. What does that tell you when they're starting a search and rescue mission?
Well, it means that they know that there's more that happened to this airplane. But let's not forget that miraculous landing of that airplane in the Hudson River. It's very, very possible that we could have something else going on where we had another great landing on the ocean, that they had to ditch into the ocean for some unknown reasons at this point, but that I wouldn't hope that all is lost right now. Those airplanes are equipped with a lot of equipment on board to get people into lifeboats, to get them away from an airplane that might be sinking. I'm not going to assume the worst right now, and I don't want anybody else, but there's a lot that they know a little bit more than we do right now, because there's absolutely nothing being reported but speculation right now. So I believe that their families should have our prayers and hopes, but I believe the government's doing everything they can by launching that search and rescue immediately.